Did you hear that the CIA has admitted that the way they found the pilot was because of his heart rate?
Ghost murmur. That's the name of the
Okay,
the tech.
we gotta look into this.
But I think more Democrats should listen to me and say be on the right side of history and holding Iran accountable. And if you have to pick a side, pick our side, pick civilization.
So a seat just flipped in Alaska to Republicans. John Fetterman goes on Fox News and talks about how crazy the Democrat Party is and how Republicans are common sense. And then you also have President Trump, who is pretty much on the brink of leaving NATO. There's a lot to take a look at in this video, and I do hope you stick around for the full thing. All I ask in return, it's absolutely free, is for you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. Kicking things off with this post right here. According to Fox News, ICE officials have arrested over 453,000 criminal illegal aliens since President Donald Trump took office. I mean, that's almost 500,000. Those are huge numbers. Then China's reportedly pushing Iran towards a ceasefire in hopes of gaining diplomatic leverage with Trump ahead of talks over Taiwan, because that's the rumor. China apparently still wants Taiwan. And then Trump threatened to leave NATO and unloaded his frustrations at the NATO Secretary General route in their last meeting, using the meeting as a venting session. An EU official says that the meeting went shit and the conversation was nothing but a tirade of insults, which, to be fair, is probably kind of warranted. I mean, America is absolutely being used by its allied countries and by NATO. And then you've got a sheriff in America that had this to say.
We intentionally ran him over. Kern County Sheriff's Office. Don't shoot at cops. You shoot at cops, we're going to run you over. He got run over. He got what he deserved.
We intentionally ran him over, says the sheriff. I mean, it doesn't get more American than that. Don't shoot at cops. It's pretty freaking simple. And then we're going to take a look at a Democrat senator that goes on CNN to whine and complain. We're not looking at this for educational purposes, more for comedic relief.
Obviously, Senator, the president did not kill an entire civilization last night. Is impeachment?
What? What? I thought he said he was going to. Oh, my God. You're saying he didn't do that? Ah. What a horrible person for not sticking to his word. What a horrible person for ever saying those things. Oh, whatever he does is just horrible, according to CNN.
Isn't it really a productive or even feasible tool at this point with Republicans in control of Congress?
Democrats must proceed with the filing of the impeachment articles. We need to work as hard as we can to put the Republican Party, which is morally bankrupt, which is spineless, which wants to be in a witness protection program, even as moral atrocities are being planned in their name. We must proceed towards the goal of removing Donald Trump from office, and we must do this now, and that has to be the Democratic agenda.
Shut the hell up, you old turkey neck. Give me a break. Even CNN's not buying it. Look at the woman's face. She's like, what the hell? Who put me with this old guy who doesn't even know where he is? Joe Biden. Come on, man. What a ridiculous statement. And then we're going to take a look at the other side, right? The more common sense side, what Caroline Leavitt recently said to the press.
Why would the U.S. allow Iran to collect tolls, administrative permits? That's not something that we've opposed for a number of years now.
Again, that's not something we've said that we've definitively accepted. The joint venture is something that was proposed by the president, but he was very clear in his statement last night. He wants to see the Strait reopened immediately without limitation, and that's something we're going to hold them to.
And there's rumors that the Strait is currently open and that ships are flowing. So again, I mean, that is all good if that's actually what's happening. But now we got to take a look at what's going on with the next presidential election, because apparently J.D. Vance leads Gavin Newsom in the 2028 presidential election. You have 33% of people are saying they would rather J.D. Vance, Republican, over Gavin Newsom, Democrat, at 30%. So there you go. And I think it's only going to get more and more popular for JD and way worse for Gavin. I mean, that guy's just off his rocker. And then you have a breaking report that Republicans just flipped an Alaska seat that Kamala Harris won by 8 points, turning it red. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. So there is Alaska. Okay, let's have a closer look at what is actually going on. The left won't want to acknowledge this one. Our voters need to be prepared to surge to the polls in November. You can see right here, Assembly District 4. And there are the results. Dave Donnelly has won, and we will hear from him in just a moment. I mean, you got so many different reports that are going very viral right now, showing that the Republicans have flipped it. Let's hear from Dave Donnelly himself.
Senator Dave Donnelly, and I'm running for Anchorage Assembly in Midtown to replace Felix Rivera.
Well, he got it. I mean, he freaking got it, didn't he?
I'm former Senator Dave Donnelly. I'm running to replace Felix Rivera on the Anchorage Assembly in Midtown Anchorage, and I need your vote. I'm running to improve the lives of Anchorage families. I'll do that by restoring common sense to City Hall. We need to focus on basic services of city government, public safety, schools, and streets. I'm Dave Donnelly, and I'm asking for your vote, and this is my dog, Zephyr. Do a trick? Yes, jump. Zephyr, jump, jump.
That's good boy. Good train, doggy. So there you go. Part of Alaska has flipped. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And then Marco Rubio had this to say about ongoing geopolitical tensions.
Today, Brazil, in our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere south of us, cut a trade deal with China. They're going to, from now on, do trade in their own currencies, get right around the dollar. They're creating a secondary economy in the world, totally independent of the United States. We won't have to talk about sanctions in 5 years because there'll be so many countries transacting in currencies other than the dollar that we won't have the ability to sanction them.
And that's kind of what's going on right now, right? Is you got so many countries are trying to destabilize the United States, knock off the global dependence from the US dollar, and remove the United States from being the world police, which is why President Trump is fighting such an uphill battle, right? Because not just domestically, rather, right, with the Democrats and all the craziness with the media is he fighting that, but he's also fighting massive geopolitical tensions where almost every single country out there would like to see the United States fall, right? Even allies, right? You're seeing the support that allies are prepared to show the United States, and it's just not there. So now let's listen to John Fetterman on Fox News and what he has to say.
Well, you're the most civilized Democrat, and you're wearing a hoodie. So go figure, Senator.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen to me about fashion, but I think more Democrats should listen to me and say, be on the right side of history and holding Iran accountable. And if you have to pick a side, pick our side, pick civilization, pick Israel. There was just a poll, I think it was today, Pew pointed out 80% of Democrats view Israel as negative. Like that's insane. You know, that's our special ally. That's the only place in the region that has the kind of values and the kinds of way that we live and what we want here as a Democrat. How is that possible that 8 out of 10 view Israel in a negative thing as Democrats? You know, and I know it's even more unpopular about standing and agreeing about epic fury, but I will be the only Democrat, you know, in my caucus that's proud to stand with Israel. And I also think epic fury was necessary, and I'm going to continue.
Good. Well, Senator, thanks for joining Jesse.
That's crazy that he's the only Democrat that is thinking that way, right? I mean, these people, they hate President Trump no matter what he does. He could cure cancer tomorrow, and they would complain and say, why didn't you cure cancer yesterday? And then Joe Rogan and his recent guest talked about how the CIA and the United States government found the missing pilot that got shot down out of the air in Iran. I mean, this is mind-blowing. Let's have a listen.
Did you hear that the CIA has admitted that the way they found the pilot was because of his heart rate?
Ghost murmur. That's the name of the
Okay,
tech.
we gotta look into this. Like, this is fucking This is science fiction.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is full Minority Report.
It's crazy.
Science fiction level technology.
It's AI.
They can find a guy's heart rate.
So what I read is that I didn't understand the science part, something to do with crystals, or I don't know what the fuck it is, but AI is somehow is taking out the noise, and then you can, and from far away,
like 40 miles, I think.
40 miles. They find this guy's fucking heartbeat. He's hiding in some kind of crevice, and then they're able to go and extract him. And dude, obviously the first thing I thought when I
what else don't they tell us?
No, those robot.
That's crazy. That's straight out of like Iron Man or Avengers. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. I don't care if they explain it for 30 minutes. I'll nod my head and I'll go, oh yeah, okay. And then later on, when I go to sleep and put my head on the pillow, I'll go, what the hell was that? I don't even understand that. Isn't that crazy that we've reached a point where the United States has this type of technology? This is the world that I want to live in, by the way. Can I say this for a moment before we play the rest of the clip? I want to live in a world where the U.S. has this type of equipment and other countries are watching this type of podcast and they're thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, that you're thinking. Holy shit, what? They have that? Those guys have that? That's crazy. We don't even have movies that are like that sophisticated with detecting people and finding missing soldiers and stuff like that. That's wild. Like that a person hasn't even been able to invent that in Hollywood and put that in a movie. That's how crazy this actually is. That's the world I want to live in. I don't want China to have that. I don't want Iran or Russia or North Korea to have that. I want America to keep winning. Who's with me? I want to live in a world where my kids learn English, not Mandarin, not Russian, not a dialect of Korean or Chinese. English. I want to grow up I want to have my kids grow up eating cheeseburgers and filling up a gasoline car. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want. I don't want the world to change too far off. It can evolve. We can grow. We can adapt more technology or whatever. But I don't want other countries to have this stuff before the United States has this. The United States has to remain as the world police. And you got crazy, ridiculous Democrats out there and lefties that are going, oh, no, China should be governing everything and kumbaya, and we should all just get along. No, man. Look how great life has been from the day we've been born to now, with America being the world police. I want to keep it that way. I don't want other countries to have more sophisticated technology than the United States. I like this. This is my comfort zone.
Dogs. I thought about those things having that tech and just like hearing heartbeats and then identify. The heartbeat says a lot about a person. Are they sleeping? Are they like in good shape, bad shape? You can learn so much from a heartbeat.
It could.
Ghost Murmur.
Oh my God.
Fucking great name too.
It's a great name.
Ghost Murmur.
What sick fuck invented this? How do you even think about inventing this?
You just, the CIA, they've been taking psychedelics forever.
That is absolutely insane to me that this is even a freaking question of like something that the United States has. But again, I double and triple down on what I said. I would rather live in a world where the United States has this technology instead of another country. Even put your political stripes aside. Obviously, I'd rather Trump or level-headed, common sense, conservative people in power running the world, but more specifically running the United States. But even if your political beliefs, you made it this far in a video, I doubt you're left-leaning, but even if the United States was still run under the Democrats, which is miserable, I would still rather the United States have this type of technology than other countries, because I don't want other countries to have this level of stuff. So anyways, that's my opinion. Maybe I'm way out there. Maybe it's something you agree with. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd mean the world to me for you guys to hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in another video. Bye for now.